In one terrifying endless minute, the ground shook with a relentless fury that brought buildings tumbling to the ground, reducing them to dust and rubble, trapping people in detritus and the debris. The hush that fell on Nepal lasted a long while, as wave after wave of aftershocks swept across the hills. People moved outdoors, camping in open fields, under makeshift shelters. That night it began to rain. There was no food, water, or electricity. For 4 days life came to a standstill, and with each passing day, in the face of each new difficulty, the daunting scale of what needed to be done was brought home to us. There was no news, there was no transport, and there was no food. On the fourth day, shops began to open. Then slowly the citizens of Kathmandu stepped out and stepped up as they sought each other out and looked for ways to help those who had been devastated by the earthquake. As some groups of volunteers began to clear the rubble in Kathmandu, others began leaving the valley and reaching villages to help. On the 29th, my wife Pasang, some friends and I accompanied a group to some villages adjoining Kathmandu. About then, Roshila, John Halifax of Upaya Zen Center, reached me to ask how they could help. We had the people and we had the access to provisions, but we did not have the financial resources to organize relief on a large scale. So John began to send us money, and our team of volunteers began to grow in size. We began in Nuwakot and Dading to the east of Kathmandu. Pasang took a team to the epicenter in Gorkha and stayed there for days to work in the villages there. And then, on May 12th, just when the country was beginning to regain morale and confidence, another massive earthquake of magnitude 7.3, with epicenter in Doloka, struck the mid-hills again, taking the destruction eastward. We then increased the scale of relief, taking large convoys of trucks on 48 hours road trip to villages far from the highway that had become inaccessible because of earthquake-triggered landslides. Suspachemawati, Babare, Alampu, Bigugumba. Thanks to Upaya Zen Center, John Halifax, and so many other supporters outside of Nepal, we at Ayan Foundation have been able to provide food, medicine, and shelter to devastated villages and several thousand affected and displaced villages in the district east and west of Kathmandu. Our deep and grateful thanks to all of you.